In the name of Allah. Hello, my dear students. Welcome everybody. Welcome to our new lesson today. Today, we are going to talk about Unit 2, Lesson 2. Our lesson is about grammar rule. We use many and few with countable nouns. As we learned before, we use many and few with countable nouns. Okay, for example, there are many students in the class today. There are many students. Students is a countable noun. So I use many with students. There are many students. Okay. Few people like basketball. Few people like basketball. So few and many are used before countable nouns. Okay, plural nouns. But as we learned before, much and little are used before uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns like sugar, rice, water, juice, soup. Okay, all of these nouns are uncountable, and you know about that or learn about that before. There is much water on the ground. Okay, much water. Water is uncountable noun. Another example, I have little time to read books. I have little time to read books. So we use little before uncountable noun. As we see here, water, time. Water, time, they are uncountable nouns. Okay. Many has the same meaning of a lot of. Many has the same meaning of a lot of. We usually or always use a lot of in a positive sentence. We don't use a lot of in negative sentence. And a lot of can be used with countable and uncountable. I can say a lot of water, a lot of juice. We can also say a lot of people, a lot of students, a lot of boys. Okay, so a lot of is used with countable and uncountable. Few means not many. Few means not many. Much means a lot of. Much means a lot of. And little means not much. Little means not much. So when we, as we see, few means not many, little means not much, so we don't use few or little in negative sentences. We don't use few or little in negative sentence because they have the meaning or the negative meaning of many and much. But we can use many and much in negative sentence. We can say, I don't have many friends. I don't have many friends. But we say, I have few friends. I have few friends. We can say, we don't have much water. We don't have much water. But we say, we have little water. Okay. Okay, let's see. How can I compare between these or use these adjectives in comparison? Okay, today we are going to talk about these adjectives and how they can be in comparative form and superlative form. For example, many, many. Okay, when I compare between two things, comparative means to compare between two things or two persons. More than, we can change many into more than. But in superlative, we use the most. The most. Okay? Many, more than, the most. But much has the same, when we come to much, we can say that it has the same form in comparative and superlative. More than, the most. Okay, both many and the much in comparative are more than the more than, and in superlative are the most. But few, okay, it is the opposite of many. And we use it, as we said, with countable noun. In comparative form, we use it as fewer than. But in superlative, the fewest. Okay, fewer than, the fewest. But little, less than the least. Little, less than the least. Let's have some examples on comparative form, on this form. More than, fewer than, less than. Okay, the first example, I have got 5 books. My sister has 2 books. So let's compare between me and my sister. We can start with I have got more books than my sister. I have got more books than my sister. And we can start with my sister and say, my sister has got fewer books than me. My sister has got fewer books than me. So we can use more than, fewer than. Great. My father, another example, my father bought 5 kilos of meat. 5 kilos of meat. My mother bought only 1 kilo. Okay, so let's compare between my father and my mother. Yeah, my father bought more meat than my mother. My father bought more meat than my mother. And we can start with my mother. My mother bought less meat than my father. So we can use more than or less than with uncountable noun. And we can use more than or fewer than with countable nouns. Okay, let's have some examples on superlative form. For example, Class 5A has the fewest number of students. Class 5A has the fewest. Okay, here the comparison is between Class 5A and the rest of the classes. Okay, all the classes. So Class 5A has the fewest number of students. Very good. Another example, this class has the least water. February is the coldest month. Okay, it has the most rain. So in these examples, I compare one thing with the other or to the other. Class 5A is compared to all the classes. This class is compared to the other classes. February is compared to the other months. So in superlative, we compare between one thing or one person and a group of things or person. Then let's examine or let's check our understanding and answer some questions. For example, number 1, Jana has got more pens than Mona. In rewrite question, he asked me to use the words in practice. Okay, to give the same meaning. I should give the same meaning. So when I start with Mona, I should say that Mona has got fewer or less pens countable, so it will be fewer pens than Mona. So the answer will be Mona has fewer pens than Jana. Okay, another example, Adil has got fewer marks than any one of the students. Adil has got fewer marks than any one of the students. Use fewest. Okay, so I will say that Adil has got, the fewest marks. No, I don't use than after fewest, but we use that before fewest. Let's see the answer. Adil has got the fewest marks. Adil has got the fewest marks. So we use the before fewest and we cancel than and we omit than and the rest of the sentence. Another example, not many students like English. Not many students like English. Use few. Oh, we said before that few means not many. So we can replace not many by few. The answer will be few students like English. Few students like English. Great. Another example. I don't have as much interest in historical stories as I do in mysteries. I don't have as much interest in historical stories as I do in mysteries. Use less. Think a little bit. Yeah. The answer will be I have less interest. I have less interest. We said that less. We don't use less in negative, so we should, omit or cancel the negative don't. And we use I have less interest in historical stories than mysteries, or than I do in mysteries. Both are right. I have less interest in historical stories than mysteries, or than I do in mysteries. Okay, I hope you enjoyed with me today. Thank you and goodbye. See you next time.